again. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, anywhere you are around the world. So we'll continue our lecture on continuation pattern. So today we'll talk about channel, right? So a channel is very similar to flag formation, but doesn't necessarily need a pull into it in order to do what? Form a channel, but it comes in a bigger scale, right? So if you see a channel, it looks like a flag, but not necessarily a flag, but it comes in a large form, right? So a channel is a market that moves in one direction and the other, but maintains what we call a range-bound appearance. So it can be bullish, it can be range-bounding bullish, or it can be range-bounding what? Bearish. So the highs and the lows keep a certain distance from each other, right? So on this channel, though I'll still show you guys on an actual chart so you can be able to understand what I'm trying to explain, but I'm going to give you a highlight on how channel looks like. Though we have an indicator that draws a channel. You can search about indicator online. You can get it online by its channel indicator. We have so many of them around, right? So, but the channel have forming a highs and low. It also helps us to draw a trend line across the top and across the bottom that are parallel to each other. So when this channel forms on actual charts, it forms a high. A high may be higher, another high may be lower than the previous high, and so on and so forth. So we like to see that the 2 points when we are drawing our trend line, using our trend line to dictate this channel, it's either we use our trend line or we use a channel indicator, right, that draws it automatically for us, but using a trend line, a normal trend line tools on the MT4 terminal, MT5 terminal is quite good for you, so you can be able to dictate it yourself on how to draw this trend line, right? So the same thing applicable to the lower side of it. You can be able to draw dictate 2 points below the lows using your trend line tools. Then this point I'm talking about, it can be more than 2, it can be more than 3, it can be more than 4 trend lines, right? So in a channel here, we'll have a market coming down, right? A bearish market coming down. So we'll have a channel, we have the market forms a support area, begin to bounce, which bound in this momentum, and you have a parallel line here. This parallel line, you can use your trend line tools to draw this parallel line, picking 2 or 3 points. As you're looking at this point here, we have like 3 here. So picking 2 or 3 points above, the high can be higher and high can be higher. So this high is higher than this, and this one may be lower than this high too. But the next one may become higher than all of them, right? So the same thing applicable here. This low is low, this one may be lower, this one may be smaller, and the next one may be lower than the previous low. So that is how you can draw and dictate your channel. Then when there's a break in this channel, we have 80% probability or possibility that the market will move the same similar way, continue that similar direction where it's coming from. It's not applicable to bullish. When the market is going bullish, it begins to range bound downward side, trying to mitigate some area, trying to mitigate some other blocks or something like that. Then we have 80% possibility or probability that the market itself will move to an upside, breaking out all these highs and continue its previous or original direction, which is bullish. This is something applicable to bearish. So a channel, I think I talked about a trend line. You know how to draw a trend line. If you don't know how to draw a trend line, there's a video in this my channel where I talked about ways and how to draw your trend line, dictating highs and lows, swing high and swing lows, so you can be able to learn how to draw your trend line. So let's continue with this. Now, a profit target on this using a channel. So if you draw a trend line, the range in which the support and resistance form inside the channel, it will be your target as take profit, or the pole can be your take profit, right? So if we have 70 pips inside this trend line we drew on our chart, we can target, if you have 6,500 pips here, we can target 100 pips over this area. When the market breaks out and try to continue its direction, can target 100 pips. Then if we have on the pole here, when the market push down, and we can measure it, we can also target that same move, but not reaching that similar points or similar pips towards the downside. The same thing applicable to the right hand side here. When the market is bullish on the high, forming a high low, then forming lower low, all those kind of things, and forming a range of support and resistance. sloping downwards. Remember, if you're targeting bullish, the market should be sloping downwards. If you're targeting bearish, the market should be what? Sloping down upward, right? That's how you can draw your trend line. If you understand trend line, you can be able to draw your channel, and also it's similar to trend line, but not really what it is. So a channel is different from trend line, but you can use your trend line tools to indicate and dictate this, and you can use your crosshair to measure some pips, measure the pips inside the channel, and you can also target your take profits. So if you enter this trade here, your stop loss should be above this high or previous high inside this area, because we have a high tendency the market will drop down and come back to retest that high before continuation, right? It's something applicable to this one. A breakout to the upside, bullish move, continuation of this bullish move. We have a high tendency in our market to hit here, come back and retest on this trend line, retest this place he left before continuation. So before that move comes in, we may have like 50 or 100 pips in that side of the area. Market will hit that 40 or 50 pips before retracement. You can use your Fibonacci on that area to understand how to trade using a channel. Right, let's switch in. Let me show you guys on how to do this on an actual chart. All right, this is it on a bearish trend line on an actual chart. So when you take a look at this bearish trend line, we have a bearish channel here. We have a parallel line using our trend line to draw a parallel line, picking up 2 or 3 points. When I said this in the first slide, you have to pick up 2 or 3 points. So here above we have like 4 points, which is 1, the resistance area, 2, 3, and 4. Then below support we have 1, we have 2, we have 3 points. So this parallel line looks similar. This parallel line may be close to parallel or parallel line that you have to draw with your trend line, so you can be able to pick or wait for a breakout, right? Now when the market is bullish here, we have a breakout on this area. We can measure it from, use your crosshair on your MT4 and measure from this area to this floor. If we have 400 pips to this floor, we have to target 100 pips, right? As I said in the previous slide, now before to this one, like as I said here, and we have a profit target of here before market will retest and continue. This is what exactly happened here. Markets made that same move. I think if you measure from this breakout to this area, I think it's similar to this area and this area, right? And what market did was pull back to retest that, mitigate this area or something before continuation of its previous move, right? So, or you can measure your outer pole here and measure also your outer pole here and hit your profit target. So this is it about the bearish channel entry or bearish channel formation on actual charts. All right, let's take a look at bullish one. So this is a bullish channel formation when the market tried to go bullish. So if you take a look at this now, the market's pole came down, began to form a point of support and resistance areas, forming high, sloping downwards. But we are also in this channel we are looking for a bullish move. You can see this on a higher time frame, which is 1 hour. You can also see it on 15 minutes, right? So now what happens? We have 1, 2, 3 points, and below here we have 1, 2 points. So we say it's either 2 or more points. Don't just use 1 point. 2 or more support area or 2 or more points sloping downwards on areas. We have these 2 parallel lines. The market is inside this parallel line without breaking out. So we have a breakout on this area. We can target the same pips. So if we measure this area from this point to this last point here, the pips, we can measure that pips from here to that point and set our TP. This is our target entry. So if you enter this area, your stop loss should be inside this zone in case of pullback and continuation. But make sure the market closes above this trend line. The candle closes above this. It shouldn't allow candle wicks. If candle wicks closes above this area and the body of the candle closes inside this area, you don't enter the trade. So allow the candle to close with the whole body above this trend line. Then you can now put your entry and set your stop loss and ride with the trend, maybe risk 1-to-1 risk reward ratio or 2-to-1 risk reward ratio. Set your stop loss and push into a trade for a higher move. And when making that move, make sure you check if there's a swing or if there's a SMC criteria that is being met, or ICT criteria that is being met here. Maybe you have a fair value gap, you have a swing here. That market tend to mitigate. If you can use your rectangle and draw here, you can see market came to this high here, mitigated this high and continued. And this we have also the last bullish candle, other block here. We have other block here too, and we have this one here too. But when the market has closed, but we have this, we also have this. So market came to this area, mitigated it, and continue its downtrend, right? So if you check this upside here, you can also check this upside here. So that is that about bullish channel and bearish channel on an actual chart. Thank you guys and God bless you. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel. Don't forget to like and share this video for newbies or for advanced. All right, bye for now.